We're going to talk about fires now.
Yes, so this is where Site 12 ended
Okay.
in this area.
We took a long shot down the back of this building a minute ago to that pole with the thing that looked like a bird thing on top of it. Okay, we're parallel to it right now on the other side of the building.
Right, so these buildings, this was actually occupied before the remediation that I just spoke about in 2007.
You mean these buildings are no longer occupied right now?
No, these were supposed to be given back to the tenants who were told to move.
Oh, interesting.
Coincidentally, on the top of the arsenic plume now known and the pandemonium site. So they were moved over there
Now, over where?
on
You're
Gateview
pointing-
Avenue. Gateview.
Gateview, and that is this north, south, east, or west?
That
Facing.
would be,
Now, which direction are we facing now?
we would be west.
Okay, so is Gateview Avenue west of here?
Yes,
Okay,
west.
all right.
Southwest.
It's really hard to tell because
Sorry.
of the
So where's the end?
overcast. You can't tell because it
Right.
evens out everything. So we're
Right.
looking east right now in this direction.
Right. Before people could get moved back in, we had a fire, which is a complication of the contamination because once you have the fire, you have other things released. You have plastics burning. You have, the indoor paint. All of the things that they say, as long as it stays encapsulated. It's not encapsulated once it's in an inhalable form.
Right.
Now, asbestos, generally speaking, doesn't last that long in high heat. But the fact of the matter is they can't move back in here. The fire had a plume. Again, here's a plume, but entire plume of smoke going that way into other neighbors' houses. So whatever chemicals or contaminants were inside were then airborne and lifted onto other people's homes. So we have dangerous material that at any point in time, and this was done by a squatter, which is unfortunate, but
The fire was set by somebody squatting out
on
here.
accident. Yeah, I wouldn't say they set it, but it was an accidental candle
Sure.
because they couldn't turn on the lights or they'd be caught. And it was
And
an
was
empty
the
building.
squat? Oh, it was in a building.
It was an empty building.
Yeah.
And so, when you're desperate to find shelter, I applaud them for finding shelter. I'm just very sad that because of that, people have a view of the intruder as a criminal. That upsets me a lot. It's a person trying to get warm.
It's a person
So
who
now these are used
should
for-
have housing, and because of the way we've organized this society, doesn't have housing.
Right.
And that housing is a human right.
Last point I want to tell you about these buildings is
Okay.
that
And
these-
are we still in section 12?
Yes, we're still
Okay.
in 1211D.
All right.
So these buildings are the only ones with metal doors. Here comes our CVI truck one more time.
Okay.
I just don't know what they're paid to do.
Yeah, whether they're spotting us, cruising by, it is a small neighborhood, but they do tend to be driving by a lot, don't they? And they see the camera, maybe.
So
Tell us about this.
these buildings are the only ones with the metal doors, even though we have crime issues. They're the only ones allowed to have metal doors. Why is that? Because the FBI, FEMA, all of these groups come down here, Homeland Security, and use these as training buildings.
Now?
Yes.
Even
So-
though they've been emptied?
Yes.
Even though they've been emptied because they're hot?
Or have been remediated now. But
Supposedly remediated.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is kind of ironic, but there's a certain level of satisfaction in that, although I'm ashamed to say that because each one of them is a family. As a family, they're humans. But there we have it. So they get the special doors that you can't break into. Meanwhile, we can become victimized by crime that they blame on the squatters who really aren't doing it. While we have training for security reasons, and they get the beautiful, nice doors that protect no one. No one is behind those doors.
You're talking about the steel, the lead doors.
The whole
Are you saying that the lead doors protect them?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
The doors are there to protect people, similar to our military, who is there to protect us, but yet does nothing. Because as the military views it, there are no people behind us. As the doors are, there are no people behind the doors.